What's the heaviest thing you carry? It's probably not your failures. It's the chances you didn't take, the words you never said, the life you were too scared to live. We've all been haunted by that question. What if? What if I'd taken that job? What if I'd been a better parent? What if I'd actually lived for me instead of for everyone else? An Australian palliative care nurse named Bronnie Ware spent years with people in their final weeks of life, and she heard this exact regret more than any other. It was the painful echo in life's quiet, final moments. But what if I told you there's a 2,000-year-old mindset that can help silence that question for good? In this video, we're tapping into 4 Stoic secrets to overcome the fear that holds you back and build a life without regret. If you're ready to stop being a spectator in your own life, stick around. Regret has a bitter taste, doesn't it? It's the ghost of a different past, whispering about missed shots and unfulfilled potential. When researchers and caregivers talk to people in their final years, a surprising pattern emerges. Our deepest regrets don't come from things we did, but from the things we didn't do. People don't agonize over a failed business as much as they regret never trying in the first place. They don't regret loving and losing. They regret never saying, "I love you," at all. The Stoics, ancient Greek and Roman thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, were all over this. They taught that a life well lived isn't a life without mistakes, but a life without the crushing weight of regret. Their philosophy is a practical toolkit, not for getting rid of emotions, but for turning them into fuel for action. It's about understanding that the past is history, but the present moment, that's entirely in your hands. Today, we're exploring 4 of their most powerful strategies. These aren't dusty theories, they're battle-tested ideas to help you grab the present, build better relationships, and act with courage so you never have to ask what if again. Secret 1. Master your calendar, master your life. The problem. One of the most heartbreaking regrets people have at the end of their lives is not spending enough time with the people they love. Bronnie Ware noted this came from every single male patient she nursed. They deeply regretted being stuck on the treadmill of a work existence, missing their kids growing up and their partner's companionship. Friendships that were once everything were allowed to slip by over the years because they just got too busy. It's the slow tragedy of choosing the urgent over the important, of always thinking there's more time, until there isn't. The Stoic solution. The dichotomy of control. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus gave us the perfect antidote. The dichotomy of control. It's a simple but powerful idea. Some things are up to us, and some things aren't. What's up to us? Our choices, our actions, our responses. What isn't? Well, almost everything else. The past, other people, how our body ages. Regret over lost time comes from forgetting this. You can't control the past. You can't get back the moments you missed. As Seneca wrote, dwelling on it is just a form of self-punishment. But you have total control over what you do right now. You can't get back yesterday, but you can own today. The choice to call a friend instead of scrolling through your feed is 100% yours. The decision to leave work on time for family dinner is yours to make. You can't control your boss's demands, but you absolutely control your boundaries. This isn't about blowing off your responsibilities. It's about realizing your time and attention are your most valuable assets. The Stoics would urge you to treat each day like it's a whole life. How will you spend this one life you have today? Will you waste it on things you can't control, or will you invest it in what you can, being truly present with the people who matter? Secret 2. Stop rehearsing for a life you aren't living. The problem. So many people get to the end of their lives having been true to everyone but themselves. This was the single most common regret Ware heard. People looked back and saw a graveyard of unfulfilled dreams, all because they were scared. Scared to take a risk, scared of what people would think, scared of failure. They settled for fine because they were afraid to chase great. They kept quiet to keep the peace, and ended up with a quiet bitterness. The Stoic solution: a love of your fate. The Stoics taught a radical acceptance of fate, and the 19th century philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by them, gave it a famous name: amor fati, a love of one's fate. This isn't just putting up with what happened. It's an enthusiastic, full-throated yes to your entire life story. Regret is fighting with reality. Amor fati is embracing it. But how does loving your past failures help you take risks now? Because it reframes everything. Those mistakes weren't mistakes. They were training. That job you hated taught you what you actually value. That brutal breakup revealed your own strength. A past failure is only a failure if you don't learn from it. When you practice amor fati, you see that every event, good and bad, was the raw material that forged the person you are right now. This frees you from the fear of future failure. If even the worst-case scenario can be a lesson, what's there to be afraid of? As Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. The fear of inaction should always be greater than the fear of failure. A swing and a miss becomes a lesson. Doing nothing becomes a void, a permanent what if. If this ancient wisdom is hitting home for you, take a second to subscribe and click the notification bell. You'll help us keep these timeless ideas alive, and you won't miss what's next. Secret 3. Rehearse for hardship, not for a perfect life. The problem: health brings a freedom very few realize until they no longer have it. This is another major regret Ware heard from the dying. Many wished they had taken better care of themselves instead of sacrificing their well-being for a deadline or some other demand. They didn't appreciate the freedom of a healthy body until illness and pain took it away. The Stoic solution: premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It sounds grim, but the Stoics believed the key to appreciating what you have is to briefly, regularly imagine losing it. They called this premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of adversity. This isn't about being a pessimist. It's a psychological tool for building gratitude and resilience. Seneca advised mentally rehearsing potential misfortunes to soften their blow if they ever happened. To avoid the regret of lost health, try this. Take just 1 minute today to vividly imagine a future where your health has failed. Picture being unable to walk freely or play with your kids. Don't linger there to create anxiety. Just visit the thought to spark gratitude for the present. When you come back to the here and now, you feel an overwhelming thankfulness for the body you have right now. Suddenly, going for a walk isn't a chore. It's a gift. Eating a healthy meal isn't a sacrifice. It's an investment in your future freedom. This practice flips discipline from a burden into a privilege. You're not forcing yourself to exercise. You're celebrating the fact that you can. By rehearsing a little adversity, you become deeply aware of your current blessings and you're motivated to protect them. Secret 4. Live in the present, because it's all you own. The problem, the final regret that haunts so many, is painfully simple. they never let themselves be happier. They were so trapped in old habits, replaying past grievances, or worrying about the future that they missed their own lives. As Seneca put it, we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. We burn through the present moment, the only thing we actually possess. By locking our minds in the past we can't change, and a future we can't control. The Stoic solution: anchor your mind in the here and now. The Stoics taught that your point of power is always in the present. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that the past and future have no real power over you, only the present. Seneca said it even more bluntly: true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Living in the present is a skill. Regret is just a story you tell yourself about the past. Anxiety is just a story you tell yourself about the future. The Stoic practice is to gently pull your attention back to right here, right now. When you find yourself obsessing over a mistake, acknowledge it and then ask, what can I do about it right now? If you regret not being a better parent, don't just feel guilty. Go play with your kid. If you regret something you said, don't just replay it. Call them and fix it. The past offers lessons, but you can't live there. The future can be planned for, but you can't control it. All you truly own is this moment. When you anchor yourself here, you find that happiness isn't some far-off destination. It's a choice, available to you in every single moment you decide to fully show up to your own life. The point of Stoicism isn't to have a perfect life. It's about building a life you can look back on with peace, knowing you lived with courage, purpose, and love. By focusing on what you can control, you can reclaim your time for the people who matter. By learning to love your fate, you can find the courage to be yourself. By imagining loss, you can find gratitude for what you have. And by anchoring yourself in the present, you can finally give yourself permission to be happy right now. There's a famous passage in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations that gets paraphrased a lot, and it goes something like this: consider yourself dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. You have this one life. The past is written. The future isn't guaranteed. All you have is what's left. Live it properly. Live it without regret. What's one what if you're holding on to? In the comments below, share how one of these secrets might help you reframe it. Let's learn from each other. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching.